Oops, all just chat.
They pick the worst movies of all time and try to decide. Somehow we've got 5 stars online. They mind.
Hello, people of Earth, and welcome to your escape from LA to Xanadu. Paul, June, Diane, and Jason Manzou. Everybody in the house say fuck the moon. Skyline at the color of night. Balcony monsters don't touch that mic. Tall John Shear keep risking his life. He's the man alone. He got kids and a wife. Insanity, family, fast and furious. No holds barred, you can't be serious. Pluto Nash, no match for delirious. Shout out Geo Storm if you feeling this. Paul kissed his mom, that's a thing. June still accepted the ring. Jason can't eat flan or meringue. But the most important thing,
they pick the worst movies of all time and try to decide. Somehow we've got 5 stars online. They mind.
Hello, all my balcony monsters. I am on tour and I am seeing you every night right now, and it has been an absolute blast. That's right. The Doppelganger Tour is going on right now. Just a few more days to catch us. And you can see me, Jason, and Jessica St. Clair, who is having just her head spun around by watching so many bad movies. But it's not about the tour right now. No. I mean, it is about the tour if you want to come see us in our remaining cities. So go to HDTGM.com to find out where we are playing and what movies we're going to be talking about. But this is about you. This is about you getting to voice your issues on last week's movie, which was This Is Me Now. But you're going to have to wait because, like I said, we're on tour. I don't know what you're saying. I can't be everywhere at once. I can't be on the Discord with all my recording equipment in a hotel room. No. I'm there solo with my kids. I'm working my butt off. So what am I going to do? I'm going to give you something special. This week, this whole episode is just going to be me and Jason chatting it up. We're also going to be joined by our friend Ruby Karp to discuss her new Off-Broadway show and all the TV and music that she's loving right now. And she's young. She's going to hip you to the good stuff. But before we get too far into things, I have to give a big shout out to John Cohen. John Cohen, that opening song was amazing. If you have a song like John, well, or not like that song, but the way that John made a kick-ass song, you want to make one too, send them to howdidthisgetmade at earwolf.com. Keep them short. 15 to 20 seconds is best. Dark Web is a show that Rob Hubel and I host right now on YouTube. It has been a blast. There's about 8 episodes up. Enjoy them. They are completely free. We're talking about weird lawyers, bizarre people, and their outer space theories. My mom being fooled by an Elon Musk impersonator. So much stuff. And my book, Joyful Recollections of Trauma. For a long time, I forgot to put that you can get the book personalized on my website. That's right. Just go to my website and you can get a personalized copy of my book, and I'll get that mailed to you wherever you are in the United States. But that's all I want to tell you about that. We're on the road. We cannot wait to finish this tour. Well, we're excited. We're enjoying the tour. I'm just saying we can't wait to see more of you out there. Every night's been such a blast. And you know what? Without any further ado, let's just start chatting. Anton Wellen, play us in.
Paul and Jason have things to say, and it's a fact that we can all call it.
They're watching their movies, they're watching TV, they're going to tell me what
can all call
is
it
in it.
just chat.
Thank you, Anton. Jason, what is up?
Beep, boop, beep, boo. Here we go.
Here we go.
Where
Where
are we in time right now?
I feel like we're kind of mid-tour at this point. Maybe.
Oh, we're in the middle of the tour. So, wow. I mean, who knows?
Who knows?
If we're mid-tour, well, I don't even want to say it because I don't want to jinx it. But I am a little nervous, I will say, that we have, for the first time since the last time, a tour date in Texas. Because,
I love it.
Boy, oh boy, there is a health emergency in Texas. you have measles.
I asked my doctor today and I said, what can I do? And he's like, well, if you're vaccinated, you don't have to worry about it. So I feel good about that.
Okay, so meaning your childhood vaccine will cover
Yes,
it?
he said as long as you are if you're not at if you're not in it's mostly elderly people and people who are not vaccinated against measles that are having the issues with it.
Yes.
He said there's nothing really to do beyond that. Which
because I was going to ask my doctor if I needed like a booster or something.
Well, that's what I we're going on the road. I was like, I want to get measles. I want to get measles out there and get mumps.
Yeah, I don't. And guess what else I don't want? What? Rubella.
Oh, God.
I don't want rubella either. I don't want measles, mumps, or rubella.
Well, look, we want to stay relatively free of the easily avoidable diseases. And, like I don't want to get shingles either. But according to, with the CDC or whatever, who knows who's there now, but measles,
Wait,
measles.
You mean the CDC that is now disbanded?
Yeah. I was going to say, who knows?
That's been dragged into the garbage can.
Well, I've read a couple things here, and it says if you eat a bag of Nacho Cool Ranch Doritos, you will not get.
Wow.
Yeah. But if you're born after 1957, but vaccinated before 1968, you should get a booster shot. So 68, yeah, that's where they're saying it. But again, that's only good news for you and me because no one else is on tour with us. Oh my gosh. But okay. So much stuff to get into, to unpack, to see what you're up to. Yeah. Obviously, we're recording this before the new Daredevil show, before we've watched the new Daredevil show.
Oh, yeah.
But I have
Daredevil Born Again.
Talked to so many people who are, I'm going to tell you that the future me has this all queued up on my iPad. I'm very excited.
I am very excited as well. The Daredevil Born Again comic is incredible. That run of comics that's titled Born Again. Not that this is necessarily going to be a one-to-one adaptation, but the fact that it's called Born Again, very exciting.
Love that.
These are some of my favorite Marvel characters, especially, Daredevil is maybe my favorite comics character, I think. Yeah. I think so. And I think it's a combination of, he's my favorite comics character, like long term, I think, especially now, because there are so many incredible runs of that character. So many fantastic writers and artists have done very memorable Daredevil runs. So that's part of it. Part of it is that Daredevil is a complicated adult, which makes for those stories to oftentimes be a little bit more grown up than some of the younger hero books. So into adulthood, I think Daredevil is great. But then this show, also Kingpin, Daredevil's villains, Daredevil's rogues gallery is heavy hitters. It's great. You know?
Well, they have those and this is in a way, it's like Marvel's Batman, right? Because there's a city crime element that I feel like often isn't as exposed in Marvel. It's there,
they also share something which is a lot of what drives them forward is predicated not on the gaining of power, but on they do gain, but upon first losing.
Right.
Batman loses his parents. Daredevil loses his sight. It's in reaction to something that they become who they are, Yes. And there's something about that's very interesting to me. Not just I'm Superman because of your yellow sun.
Right.
I am omnipotent,
Okay. Jason, hold that thought. We'll be right back. I don't know if you saw this because you're not, I know that you are a little bit off social media, but did you see that a concept artist accidentally leaked the new Avengers movie?
Oh, no. Wait,
and
what?
Yes.
Like a script, you mean?
No, concept art for the film, and it is awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, it is. I was very excited about it. And you'll know the run, but without that much. Look, who knows if they'll be like Quentin Tarantino. Remember when
this is what? Secret Wars?
This is, yes. So the idea of it being it's Dr. Doom when he recreates the world to kind of be medieval times.
Oh, Battle World. It's Battle World.
Yes, so it's a medieval times world, Battle World, and it is, so it looks very much like that, which I really like that idea. and some of the pictures were getting me excited. I mean, again, it's just
I'm curious.
art.
Listen, I'm always going to be. I mean, we're drowning in so much of this stuff that it doesn't always get to the level of quality that I want it to. But I certainly think these people are capable of pulling off something incredible, and that includes. I'm all for the new Superman. I'm like, great, let me see it. Maybe it's going to be awesome. Or these new Avengers movies. I'm like, great, if you can figure it out, I believe this could thrive again and be thrilling. But
well, I think what we were talking about a while ago was this idea, like, it just needs to have a drive that isn't to continue, but to tell a story, right? And I think that's why Skeleton Crew really worked excellent for me. Like, it was like, oh, yes, Star Wars exists and this is in the Star Wars world, but it is a contained story.
And isn't that great? Wouldn't that be great to just be like, kind of like what we've said in the past about, like, oh, isn't it fun to watch TV shows that have a beginning, middle, and an end in the episode, and you don't have to wait another 8 weeks to find out and forget about why this mattered to you.
Yes. And I know that you had something to do with having Kathleen Kennedy step down. So I again, I know you don't want to talk about that too much, but
listen, why won't you let me be Han Solo? Why won't you let me be old Han Solo?
Get in there, please.
Can't be young Han Solo. I can only be old Han Solo.
That would be great if, like, and I get that, I think people's fear of AI is ultimately driven by the fact that that's what the future of entertainment will be, is people just putting themselves in the roles that they want to be. But I think that people could take a big breath of fresh air and going like, yeah, that would be fun to do. But I don't know it's not going to like catch on like wildfire. Like, it's not going to be like.
You remember years ago when, like, there was a whole thing that would happen where, like, a fan made piece of meat, like a fan made short, like a Batman short would be made by fans. And it would get some sort of attention on a YouTube or something like that. I wonder if there's a future for, like, hey, have you seen this new Star Wars movie that these kids did with AI and it's awesome? I'm curious.
I look, those Troopers trailers, I remember that, where the guys who were like, it was like cops, but stormtroopers. It was like back in the early days of the internet.
Okay.
So they were just funny little shorts with stormtroopers. All that sort of stuff is always interesting for me to, like, see what people are doing and being able to kind of make. But again, it is funny. Like, I remember that Human Giant, when MTV was trying out this thing, it was like movie karaoke.
What's that?
So you could put yourself in Human Giant sketches. We were trying desperately to get copies of it. I don't know where it came out. I feel like it was like on a failed video game platform. It was like on a TurboGrafx 16 or something like that. It was just so funny because every now and then you'd see a clip online of, like, some, like, 30-year-old dude in, like, behind Bobby J's desk being like, I told you, Shutterbugs. And like, it was, which by the way, I've always had a big feeling that, like, I would love movie karaoke as much as I love music karaoke. And in a way I prefer it. Put up a green screen behind me and let me act out a scene. As Cody says, that's kind of TikTok now.
Oh my God. How funny. Well, whose idea was it? And I can't remember. This might have even been somebody said this, and forgive me, I'm not remembering because it was years ago. But how come, in the same way that karaoke is just, I'm going to get up and sing this song that you all know in front of you at a bar or whatever, how come there isn't, like, famous stand-up routines in the machine? How come you can't get up and do a tight 5 minutes of your favorite comedian's set? The same idea as karaoke. That seems like a no-brainer.
It would be really funny because then I think it would show how hard it is, and which, by the way, is singing.
Oh, yeah. But, there's no track for comedy.
Right.
There's no guide track that's getting you there. So, boy, would that be funny if someone just got up and started doing, like, Jeff Foxworthy or what, like any. I think that's a very funny idea. That would fail spectacularly in a pretty.
No,
way.
I mean, look, I also think that would be one of those things where you have to just, like, cut it off. Like, you got 5 minutes to do your set, but if you only got through the first minute, like, it just shuts down. It's like, and we're done. We're done with, like, you can't continue. You had your 5 minutes, but you took too many pauses in there. But what else have I been up to? Did we talk about this? This is old, but I got that Indiana Jones game.
I don't even know what that is.
Jason.
Wait, a video game or a board game?
Video game. It is
I definitely don't know what this is.
unbelievable. The actor that plays Harrison Ford, because they did mocap of him, like Harrison Ford has come out and been like, holy shit, this guy's good. He's basically like, this is a reason why we shouldn't do anything AI, because his performance is fantastic. And it is. And it's like this full Indiana Jones adventure that I think I'm taking it slowly and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. It is so much fun. It's like the most fun I've had playing a video game in a very, very long time.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, great. I'm going to get it tonight.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, I believe is what it's called.
Okay.
And it is, I think now it's available for PlayStation. I got it on Xbox and I hooked up my Xbox. I had it disconnected for a while, but it's available now. You could just, you can get it on Xbox right now and it's really, really fun. And like all the reviews are 9 out of 10.
Ooh, I haven't played a video game in ages. Yeah, great. I'm going to get it. I haven't played a video game in ages, and because nothing's been that exciting to me. Oh. But this sounds perfect.
And by the way, what you'll love about it is what you love about Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
It is a game that I think definitely rewards you for staying on track, but you definitely don't have to stay on track.
You don't have to. Okay, great. Yeah. Even better.
Yeah,
because that's all I want to do is wander.
You can wander in these little cities and do your dumb little shit. That's like somebody was talking about that. It's like,
great.
The game breaks down a little bit because there's no reason that you're just walking around, but you're doing stuff. It's really, really fun. I think you're going to love it.
Ooh, I like that. That's great. Yeah, I'm excited. I got to get back into a game. I've been watching so much stuff, so many movies, so much TV, which has been great. Reacher season 3 out now. I mean, just going.
Got to get on that.
It's so fun. I'm also I'm loving The Studio. Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg's new show with Hike and Gregory, and it is, and Ike Barinholtz is in it. It is fucking great.
So good. I'm so psyched for them. And it's like one of those shows where you're like, oh, it's got great people. Lisa Gilroy's in it, a bunch of fun people. And it's just, I think that not everything needs to be inside baseball, but every now and then to have an inside baseball show that's that funny.
This one's perfect. It's so funny, and then they do such a good job giving you little pops into the making of a movie that's usually going poorly.
Oh, and it's like, and what was that one thing? It's like the fart, the fartinator. It's like basically it's like a fart Walking Dead or something like that. It's so funny.
And there's all the ones that are just like, Seth Rogen's studio executive has to go to the new Sarah Polley movie, but his presence on set causes so much drama just because he's there, and it's very funny.
He wants people to thank him at the awards, like they're going to get an award, wants people to thank him. It's great. Really, really fun.
It's great. Reacher's great. The new animated show Common Side Effects is phenomenal. It is. What a great show. What a creepy, eerie, weird, very funny, absurd show. Can't recommend it enough. Really great. Was watching it, super into it. And I was like, man, this main character's voice, who is this? I know who this is. Looked it up. Dave King.
Oh, wow.
I was like, this is nuts.
That's really crazy.
And he's doing a fantastic job. The show is fantastic. I think Common Side Effects, I think it's on Max. I want to say Max, maybe. We were in Telluride recently with the comedy festival in Telluride we did, which we do most years. And Rory Scovel was there and did incredible stand-up. And so I've gone back and rewatched a bunch of his stand-up specials that I think are just terrific.
By the way, keep your eye out on Rory, because what he's doing right now is Rory is doing these improvised stand-up specials. Not specials, but like these like runs at a theater where he is coming out on stage completely... he's just going to start talking, and that's it. And look, you take it from Jason and I. We're telling you the truth. It's not like, he's not like he didn't secretly write a half hour. He's like,
well, he did this in the past, and there's actually a documentary on YouTube. So he did a full improvised stand-up special like 10 years ago or something like that. Okay. And so that's available. You can watch that special. But in the lead up to that special, he recorded a documentary. So he did a show, an improvised set every night of 1 week. And so there's a documentary movie that takes place over the course of that whole week. So you were watching both his sets and then him during the day afterwards or the day beforehand kind of talking about the last night's set or talking about, like what worked and did. He's really just, it's also process, which is very interesting. I don't know if everybody would think it was interesting, but for me to watch him improvise sets and then kind of offstage kind of processing it all, super interesting.
I agree. I think that's really I just love Rory. I think he's such a funny guy.
It's called Live Without Fear. The YouTube one is called Live Without Fear. It's fantastic.
So good.
And then the one from a couple of years ago that's all about religion and sex and that stuff. It's called like Religion, Sex, and some other stuff. I can't remember. I think is an incredible special. Fantastic.
I talk about that one too. That was a great. It's so many good. Such good stuff.
Yeah.
Jason, we got to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll be joined by friend of the pod, Ruby Karp. I am so excited to introduce our guest today. Ruby Karp is a super funny actress, comedian, writer. Currently, she's working on After Midnight. She's also been on this, I think, hilariously funny show on Roku with Charlie Puth. You might even recognize her as the little girl in Human Giants Shutterbugs. That's right. I've known Ruby since she was 3 years old, and I'm just blown away by everything she does. So I'm so excited to bring her on the show right now to talk about what she is up to because, again, with everything she's done, it's just damn impressive. Ruby, welcome to Last Looks.
Wow. Ruby, what's happening?
Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you for having me.
I have to tell you, your performance on that Charlie Puth show, if you've not seen this, is like a Roku original comedy series. That show is very funny. I feel like many people try to do like, oh, it's my version of Curb. But that show was actually, they did it. They did a great job.
It's kind of insane because nobody working on the show, at least in like the talent side, other than me and Natalie, had ever done anything in comedy at all. But the show was completely improvised. So everything you see Charlie say, John Legend, like John Mayer, like all of these guys who you would kind of not really expect to be able to do improv.
Yes.
Were so funny. Law Roach, I don't know if you saw his episode, but like he came up with every insult for Charlie on the spot. And it rocked.
That's so fun.
This is the thing that I like when we did the league, when Jason and I were on the league, the football players, I would say 85% of the time were great. Like they just were ready to go. They were comfortable. And I guess improvising and performing on stage or performing in an arena is so much lower stakes.
These people, yeah. It's like just to goof around is so much easier to them, and they're used to probably also like just being in the moment and speaking extemporaneously. Like the
right,
and the stakes just I'm sure feel so small to them. Now, Ruby, super quick question. Just Paul and I were wondering, are they still doing auditions for that show?
Yeah. What's going on with that? Are there any
can we send our
auditions?
headshot and resume? Or, I mean, maybe Charlie Puth needs a couple of like old uncles?
Yeah, we think so great. We work local.
I think that would work really well. I think he definitely needs an older male presence in his life.
Thank you. Yes.
As he ages. Yes, I think.
We're as old as John Mayer.
Yeah.
This show's got, here's the reality is based on just what you've said so far. The show's got entirely too many Johns.
Oh my God, yeah.
The show's just rotten with Johns.
Ruby, I feel like I don't want to like age Jason and I, but I do want to say that we have known you for such a long period of time. I mean, I think that there's a picture of me and you on stage together when you are 3 years old.
Yes.
You've been a staple in comedy in New York.
And I think there's for sure a picture of you and me on stage together, and you're maybe 5 or 6, maybe?
Yes.
It really is a wild thing. You have been around comedy and you have been in comedy and you've written books. You've written a book. You work on a great big show, After Midnight. You've been on this show. You have been around comedy at a very interesting time. And I mean, I guess the question is, and I don't know if I've ever really asked you this. I mean, I imagine some of your earliest memories are with people,
of our shows.
Us. Yes.
They are probably our shows. And what funny things did we do that you remember?
I remember so much is the thing. Like so many like working children are like, I don't remember anything I did in my childhood. For me, so much of like how I learned about the world was through your shows. Like
That's
I
chilling.
remember one time it's no, and it's like sometimes you're like, oh, that's why I didn't really understand how this thing worked for a long time. Like for a while, because also to me, for context for people who like have no idea who I am, my mom is not in comedy, but my mom was around UCB a lot. And by that effect, I was just kind of being thrown on stage a lot as a kid, particularly because I loved attention as a child, as an only child. I was just like,
I remember that I think you liked the TV show Alias, or we did something. I remember distinctly. I don't know if Jason, this is you, but we made you run up a wall.
Running on the wall, Matrix style.
Yes, Matrix style.
Yes, and everyone was like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And like, it was this effect where it was like, I was kind of able to go on stage and just say stuff and get laughs because I was a child, but also like that had some like very negative repercussions. Like one time I was hosting a show. So like fully hosting, like I was the person who was the first person everyone in the audience was seeing. I was 12 and I opened the show by being like, yeah, I just got back from summer camp, which sucks because I can't wear shorts without worrying about getting raped all the time. And like the audience was just like, oh,
no,
like
this is too much UCB influence.
We don't know. Yeah. And like I remember like Jason, you and Amy did a show where like the sketch opened with like you guys had just like slept together or something. And I remember being like, oh my God, I didn't know Jason and Amy were dating. Like this is like
just like what is
Like,
reality and yeah.
What is real? Yeah. And I remember being like, oh my God, I can't believe we're all seeing this. Like this feels private. Like so it was just like a lot of stuff like that. But in like a kind of lovely way. I think it's made me very like in touch with my inner child and also very naive.
Well, but
that's so funny.
It's so interesting because I think, we've seen you for such a long time and you've grown up to be like a very normal, well-rounded, smart person. I mean, I was blown away. This book that you wrote, Earth Hates Me, where
oh my God, which please nobody is allowed to read.
Oh my gosh,
like,
wow. Okay, we're not advertising.
we're disavowing the book? Ruby, what's up?
Because wait, let me just say, I wrote this book when I was 16. It is a self-help memoir, emphasis on the memoir. At 16.
What? Ruby, at 16, you had already lived more life than I had lived. And I was at that point probably 46.
No, and that is so true. At the same time, it's like, imagine if you were just so like, how when you're on a podcast, you're like, oh, I'm just chatting with my friends. Nobody's hearing this.
Yeah.
Like nobody's actually going to perceive this conversation. Imagine that, but in the form of a book. And it's like all of your 16-year-old secrets.
Well, but I will say this, it was very well reviewed and I read it. And it was, look, and I liked it. Amy Poehler liked it. Kirkus liked it. But talking about that embarrassment of that, I always think about this, which is Jamie Kennedy, who was in the Scream movies and stuff like that. He had a show, like a prank show on the WB called X, which I loved. And after the first season of that show, he released his own memoir. And I was like, wow. Memoir? Buddy, you got more time. You got more time to get it out. You actually, though, yours is like a handbook for a 16-year-old. I think it's so funny, though, when people try to write their memoir so early. It's like, it's not here. It's not ready yet. It's not ready for you to digest. But yet you have continued to do all this really cool stuff. And it blows me away. You're about ready to start a month-long run at the SoHo Theater right now.
6 weeks, if you can believe it.
And it's all just you telling stories about that period of time that you were in camp and they wouldn't let you wear shorts?
Like, honestly, it's not far off from that. It's at SoHo Playhouse. It's called I Don't Trust Adults. And it's basically, I tell the story of 6 different adults who caused me to be forever suspicious of adults.
Wow.
So I basically go through, because I don't know if you know this, Jason, but like as a kid, not only was I doing like comedy and acting, but I was like a child journalist.
Oh, wow.
I had beef with Mark Zuckerberg, like very personal.
I didn't know that.
I don't want to spoil it.
Well, this is the tease on the poster.
This is part of the show. This is
it says, is Mark Zuckerberg allegedly involved in all of this? And allegedly.
Yes. Oh, allegedly. Yes. Major allegedly on all of this.
Major allegedly. I heard just got promoted to Admiral, allegedly.
Thank you. Yes, exactly. I just had all of these interactions with so many people who either became big people or who very much did not become big people, but all of it was a bunch of different adults speaking to me, a child, like I was an adult, and I was in a lot of very like adult situations, and it's kind of about how I navigated those, and also particularly how theater school and a lot of like theater camp dynamics, theater teacher dynamics are very very power dynamic based.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of like energy when somebody can tell you, look, it's a tricky role to be a teacher, right? And telling people what's good, what's bad, and I feel like there's also like an inherent jealousy, I think, sometimes with some teachers and students and pitting people against each other. And you came out good. And I mean, this show is it's what? No intermission, right? 75 minutes. You get this in and out.
60 minutes, thank God.
So Ruby, is it one story, or is it a series of stories that are all pulled from your life?
So it's definitely a series of stories. So it essentially takes you through like age 8 to 18
Oh, wow.
and the various kind of phases I went through. So we go through my child journalist phase, my child activist phase. I gave a TED Talk when I was 13.
This
about
is what I'm saying. This is
no,
insane.
and-
Your life is nuts at this point. You
just
are also
the ancillary
67.
things that are getting mentioned just as like points of reference.
Yeah.
So we're not even going to talk about the TED Talk, but just an just to set the scene.
The book and the TED Talk are pushed to the side.
So just to set the scene, there was a 13-year-old TED Talk, but that's just over there.
No, but it's like whenever I tell people this, they're like, "That's so funny," and I'm like, "No, you don't understand. This is my life. Like, this is like." And people are like, "Timothy Chalamet's digital footprint is so embarrassing." I'm like, I am the digital footprint final boss. Like you cannot understand digital footprint until you learn about my life.
When did you get online, Ruby? Like how old were you when you started to live online? Like for your generation, that's like when allowed, it could have been immediately,
I'm an only child who was raised by a single mom. So like I was on the internet from like the second I could understand how to read. Like when I was like 6, my mom was getting a migraine. I was Googling like how to help mother with migraine.
Oh
like
my gosh.
I was in the digital like world, which is like kind of why it makes sense that I like work at After Midnight for digital and like all this stuff now. But
well, you also made some of my favorite videos at Betches too, or by my
yes.
Those are always so funny. Like you've been a lot in this world, and I understand it because I always thought back in the day, like when I saw remember that kid who did the Star Wars video who ran around, he didn't have a lightsaber, and I'm like, oh, will that follow him for the rest of his life? Will somebody be like, I'm the Star Wars kid? Like, yeah, like kid. I mean, yeah, there are things out there. I mean, are there ever any things that you can't take down? Have you tried? Or
oh my God, you don't know how many YouTube requests I've sent in that are like, please, this video is not copyrighted. This is my minor face. Please take this down. I'm begging you so hard. And I was talking to my friends literally yesterday. I was like, if I could, I would take everything from like ages 18 and down. I would take everything down. And my friends were like, no, it's so cute. And I was like, yes, but like, you don't have to be me when I like take like one hit of weed. And then I'm like, everyone can see how I perceive myself from ages 8 to 18. And it's just out in public for everyone to see. So that was kind of why I wrote the show, because I was like, I need to like reclaim my narrative and just like let everyone know how I feel about all of these things.
I love this. Now, one of the things that Jason and I do on this show is we always are talking about what we're into, but I feel like we very rarely get a person of your age to be like, what is good? Like, so give us a couple
recommends.
things. Yes.
We are middle-aged men talking to our audience all the time. And listen, Ruby, I'll be honest, I'm trying to make up for it by shouting out anime whenever I can, but I'm not an anime person.
Oh my God.
So, or any young people
Is
content.
that what you think the young people want?
Young people love Crunchyroll, Ruby.
Sure, some of them. Wait, okay, so are we asking for television? Are we asking for movies? Are we asking for Ernest Rex?
Yeah, give us a couple different flavors of things that we should be watching, like anything. Yeah, push us in different directions. We don't care.
Okay, so obviously Thursday's Traitors Severance double feature is coming to a close, but obviously the Traitors Severance double feature was I think my highlight of my week for the past like 4 months.
I am such a fan of both of those shows. I mean, I'll tell you one thing.
Tell me.
I'm in the point in my life where I used to watch Lost and obsess over every detail. And now when I go watch Severance, I'm like, I'm okay just to be enjoying the episode. Like, reveal it to me whenever.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm like, I'm just enjoying it. I know
Yeah.
it's there, but
I'm here for the ride.
yeah, I'm here for the ride.
But it also feels, it doesn't, unlike Lost, it doesn't feel like they don't know what they're doing.
Correct.
It doesn't feel like they're just putting stuff into
No.
the ether to be like, this could be cool. Maybe I just rewatched the Lost pilot and it is so compelling and then such a bummer to be like, that never got settled. We never found out what that was. And it's just like, you go down the line of like, just unprepared. Now, Ruby, are you doing both of those like as they air? Like the minute they're up, you're watching?
Yes. 6 p.m. on Thursdays. I am seated. I get home from work. I have my setup. I have my snacks. It is like, this is my night. Now that Traders is over,
Yes.
the new double feature is White Lotus,
Yep.
Righteous Gemstones.
Love gemstones.
That is a great double feature.
I love that you are, as a young person, participating in something that Paul and I participated in for most of our lives, which is appointment viewing.
Oh my God.
You're not watching it when you get
Yeah.
around to it. You're watching it as it airs.
Well, do you want to know why? It's because if you don't, you will open your phone and every single thing that has happened will be spoiled for you.
I see.
So you simply
I don't
must.
watch White Lotus, and and I see more spoilers for White Lotus, and it's actually great because when I do eventually watch it, I won't remember because it means nothing to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm just seeing names or something, and I'm like, it all blurs. But it is, it's impossible because everybody is trying to spoil it. I felt like at least Variety tried to hold back the big spoiler or the at least casting spoiler in Gemstones, the first episode. I was like, but man, you can't go without, if you don't watch it within the first 12 hours, you're kind of screwed.
No, exactly. And particularly with a show like Severance that is so plot heavy
Yeah.
and there's just so much that you kind of need to pay attention to. If you get that spoiled for you after a week of theorizing and being like, what's going to happen? I swear to
Ruby
God.
is so mad right now.
You guys.
Ruby is fired up.
This is what I live for. Like this is like truly like my Thursday motivation is like, okay, I just have to make it through the next 8 hours. And then that's what's so lovely about West Coast is that it comes out at
Yes,
6
you get a
p.m.
little bit earlier. Yeah.
You don't even have to wait for 9 p.m.
Now, what?
I love it.
Now,
I
how
do
caught up are you, Ruby, on Reacher?
Wait.
How caught up are you on season 3 of Reacher, Ruby?
That you're not watching Perfect
And what-
Dad,
You know what?
dad
Are you
television?
watching
You're not
any
watching
of
Dad
season
television?
3 of Dark Winds, Ruby? Dark Winds?
And what are these shows? Wait, who is the target audience? for those
Middle-aged
shows?
dudes.
Dads.
It's dad. It's hardcore dad
Yeah.
slash uncle
Yeah.
TV.
Now, I mean, Jason, we got to get Jason on Traders. He has yet to like kind of fall in love with Traders. I've told him to get in on the UK version. Now Peacock is airing the UK.
I mistakenly watched the wrong I tried the wrong Traders
Yeah.
apparently, and it left a bad taste in my mouth, so I got to go back.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with Traders, particularly, it is a show that you must
Oh.
watch with everyone.
Yeah.
Because like you can watch it independently, but the fun of it is like the Twitter discourse.
Okay, well, yeah.
I also will say if you watch it with a like June and I will be in bed screaming.
Yes.
Like you need someone
Communal
to be
viewing.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, you idiot! Like there is
So
something
you
about
watch it like we watch like a How Did This Get Made movie.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Ruby, do you have a favorite UK or regular?
Just to get into the format and also just like get into what I think most people have most recently been talking about, I would genuinely start with season 1 of US Traders.
See, that's
because
the one I don't
think
like.
that like, see, I don't like that season either, but but I do think it explains, it gives you a lay of the
Watch
land.
first of UK.
Wow.
Watch first UK.
Okay. Okay.
Season 1 of UK.
See,
they
but
were
he didn't-
first.
But he didn't like that. See, he wasn't happy with
I think
that.
I watched season 1 of American Traders, which I have been told was bad.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the issue.
Yes.
And I correctly thought it was bad, but I never engaged on any of the good.
No, after you understand season 1 of UK Traders, you must watch season 2 of US
Yeah, that's
Traders
good.
because that season
Okay.
is like what got me hooked.
Season 2 is very good.
And what season have we just done? Like, what was this Tom Sandoval?
3.
So that's just, there's only been 3. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
But there's 6 technically because there's 3 UK, 3 US, and then there's 2 Australian.
I
I still love season 2 of Australia. I will tell you this. One of the details in the UK one that they're airing now, but is already over in the UK is one person comes on the show and says, "Oh, I'm gonna have an accent of," and I forget the town. It's like it is a place in the UK where I believe like Prince Charles is from. I just can't remember it right off the top of my head.
Okay.
And she's like, that is proven to be the most trustworthy accent of all of UK. So I'm going to adopt that accent and come in to this, but I'm not that. And then comes in and immediately meets someone from that area and then is committed to doing this accent for the entire show.
That's very funny.
And is great. It's just a perfect, like, they've walked themselves into a corner and now they are screwed.
Because you have to understand, a lot of these people are not game players. Like,
Yes.
some of them are, but a lot of these people are truly just like reality stars who a lot of them have not even been prepped on what the concept of the show
they're just
is.
getting that
Oh,
money and
funny.
they're going and it's great.
Interesting.
All right, so we
Okay.
got that for TV. Anything that we should be listening? Now, Jason loves music.
Anything you're loving, anything that we should be checking out that maybe isn't on our radar.
Okay, I am going to sound like someone who is like a follower of the people. I will have you know, 3 years ago, I saw Sabrina Carpenter at Webster Hall, an audience of 1,000 people. I had boots on the ground. I was spreading the word. I was telling all my coworkers, I would be like, I'm going to the Sabrina Carpenter concert tonight, and you guys aren't even ready. She just put out her new album, and it's really good. And all my coworkers would be like, Sabrina Carpenter, the girl from Disney Channel, like, we don't care. We like Taylor Swift. And I was like, that's the thing. Taylor Swift likes Sabrina Carpenter. And everyone would be like, yeah, sure. Now here we are. It's 2025. Grammy winner Sabrina Carpenter is now
We're all
here.
living in Sabrina's world now.
Exactly.
By the way, she's pretty great, and I've turned my nose up at her early on too. I was like, whatever, And I'm like, she's funny. And
I think she's very funny. I think we talked about it here. I watched her Christmas special that had like sketches in it and had like funny people from SNL and other sketch players on there doing funny sketches, which I was very appreciative.
I'm into it. All right, so I like you're in the zone with us. This is great. I do want to make sure people know that if they're in New York, Soho Theater is where they can see your show. I Don't Trust Adults.
Mm-hmm.
It's running there for a month. This is a thing. I think people don't understand. Like, this is an impossible task that you're doing. You are running a show. You are advertising a show. You're trying to get people out to see a show. So really what you're really relying on to a certain extent, I would imagine, is word of mouth, right? You want to make sure that people talk about it. You want to make sure people come see it early. And I just feel like so if you're in New York, check it out. Tell people, go see it. It's going to be funny.
Where should we send people to your website, Ruby, or the website of the ticket plate? How are we sending? What are we doing here?
You can go to my Instagram. It's at Ruby Karp with the K, no C. And all of the links can be found in my bio. You can go to the SoHo Playhouse website. It's called I Don't Trust Adults, March 26th through May 3rd. SoHo Playhouse, New York City. Literally anything. If you search any of those things, I am sure something will come up, hopefully on the internet.
I just typed in your name and I got it. I got it right there. It's right at the top.
Great.
This is great.
What a treat.
You guys, thank you so much.
We will not read your book.
Please tell nobody.
We will ignore what we will ignore all of your everything previous to this.
Yes.
You would like us to ignore.
I have never done
Moving
anything else.
forward now.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Brand new talent screaming onto the scene. Ruby
I think
Karp.
at 21 years old, you should have like a delete button for anything, or actually 25. At 25, you should be able to go back and be like, I'm going to cherry pick what exists after this moment. Like that, like we should have a moment that is, I think that's the right time to do it.
I think that's totally fair.
I will say this as somebody who is a dad who brought his son today to his first, I'm having such a hard time, overnight adventure for 5 nights. Oh my God, I can't even get into it.
What?
Oh my God.
And he chose to wear and this is not my son's style at all. He chose to wear a Panama hat, like I don't know why. He was like, I'm wearing this hat. I was like, all right, buddy, but I'm not posting that online. I'm not posting it online because I don't know if he's going to embrace that Panama hat that he did. I've never seen this kid wear a hat in his life. And he walked out of the house. He's like, wearing that hat.
Great.
I was like, okay.
And he's going to thank you for that.
That's what I try to do.
He's going to thank you for that in 10 years.
He's wearing a big gold necklace with his basketball, and a Galaxy sweatshirt and like a shirt that says, I'm him, and that Panama hat.
Well, he's great as long as you don't let him do a TED Talk.
I think,
he's going to be fine.
Ruby, this is awesome. It's Ruby Karp, Karp. And we will, I can't wait to see the show. Thanks so much for talking to us.
Thank you guys so much for talking to me.
All right, Jason. I feel like we've talked about a bunch of stuff. You can see us on tour. If you want to find out more about our tour, we even have a show coming up in Toronto. We're going to be back. We may even do some stuff in Vancouver. There's a lot of stuff coming up. Make sure you go to hdtgm.com. And that's all we got.
And don't forget to watch season 3 of Invincible right now on Amazon Prime. You got to see what's happening with Rexplode, guys. Come on.
All right. So much fun, everybody. We'll talk soon. All right. Thank you, Jason, for stopping by. And a big shout out to Ruby Karp for joining us for this very special Oops, All Just Chat. But now it is finally time to announce our next movie. Next week, we'll be going from zodiacal counsels to vengeful arousals. That's right. Next week, we're watching the 2000 film starring Dolph Lundgren called Jill Rips. Kind of like Jack the Ripper, but I think it's like Jill the Ripper. Anyway, here's a short breakdown of the plot. A tough guy played by Dolph Lundgren goes undercover on a personal mission of vengeance into the hardcore world of, you guessed it, S&M, to find out who is responsible for the death of his brother. Well, maybe it has nothing to do with Jack the Ripper. Rotten Tomatoes gives this film an 11% score on the popcorn meter. And here is what Letterboxd user Forced1 says about Jill Rips. This must be the longest movie ever made. I checked how long I've been watching it 10 times, and I wasn't even at 30 minutes yet. It took me 6 weeks to finish it. Oh, Lord. All right, let's listen to the trailer.
A murder that shocks a community. A secret that shatters a family. A ruthless killer on a rampage. When a former cop is forced out of retirement to find the truth, he'll have to mount his own investigation.
I can't get a warrant, then we don't get a warrant.
And enter the killer's world.
What would you like?
But he'll have to go further than he ever imagined before the killer strikes again. Dolph Lundgren. Jill Rips.
You can stream Jill Rips for free on Tubi, Amazon Video, Plex, and Roku. In addition, I encourage you to check out Hoopla and Canopy and Libby, which are all digital media services offered by your local public library that allow you to consume movies, TV shows, music, audiobooks, ebooks, and comics for free. All right, that's it, everybody. Make sure that you are subscribing to us if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Make sure you rate and review us. I know it helps. It helps. It takes 2 seconds. Just hit that little star, hit that 5-star, and just keep on telling your friends. That's how we grow. Come out and see us on the road. We have a bunch of special merch out there, and you can always visit us on social media at HDTGM. A big thank you to our producers, Scott Sani, Molly Reynolds, and our movie-picking producer, Avril Halley, our associate producer, Jess Cisneros, and our engineer, Casey Holford. We'll see you next week for Jill Rips.